Folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending November 9th, 2022. I know lots of people think that the market is dead. There's nothing going on. It's just not true. Look, prices are way down from where they were at the beginning of the year. And volume, the amount of sales, is way down from where we were at the beginning of the year. But business is still going on. There are still people buying and selling, and the fundamentals are even more important in this market than before. Let me give you an example. We recently, just a few days ago, had an experience that I've spoken about before in some of my previous episodes. Time is of the essence. The irrevocable time that's written on the offer, it's so important that time is respected. So we're working with a buyer client. We go see a house in the afternoon. My clients are thinking, it was a nice house. They're thinking about it. The next morning, they tell me they'd like to put an offer on that house. So I call the listing agent and he says, well, Santo, we're already actually negotiating an offer with another buyer. And we've basically almost agreed to everything. And right now it's the sellers have counter offered the offer to the buyer. So the offer's sitting with the buyer, and the agent says what we're really just waiting for is it to be accepted. I said, well, when's the irrevocable? When's it expire? Because it expires at noon. It's 9 a.m. when I'm speaking with him, and it says expires at noon. So I tell my client this, say, listen, there's a counter offer already in place. It's sitting with the buyer on the other side. If it gets accepted, there's nothing we can do. Let's see what happens. But we've kind of, my client's kind of, oh, it's too bad. Okay, well, maybe we missed this. Now, this is a nice house. And I've said before, if it's a nice house for you, it's probably a nice house for other people as well. Well, this house all of a sudden became very popular. It had only been on the market just a few days. And so 10 o'clock rolls around, I call the agent, the listing agent, and I ask, so has the offer been accepted yet? He says no. I call at 11, has it been accepted yet? He says no, not yet. Thinking, wow, there's an hour left. I call at 11:30, has it been accepted yet? He says no, but I've spoken with the other agent, and he says they're just waiting for one more signature. I'm thinking, wow, they're cutting it close. I start to prepare the offer just in case. I prepare the offer on behalf of my client. 11:45 rolls around. I message him. He says, not yet, but the other agent says they're just waiting for one more signature. Now, I know at 12 o'clock, like 12:01 second later, that offer is dead. Those are our rules. It's clear. It's written in the agreement. Irrevocable by, in that case, the seller, till noon. After 12, there's no more offer. That offer is dead, and someone else could go in and buy. 12 o'clock rolls around. I said, so, is it sold? I give him a call, is it sold? And he says, no, we're still waiting for the offer. He says that he's just waiting for one more signature. Well, this is our opportunity. I quickly get our offer signed. I sent it to him. He's surprised. He's like, well, okay, well, let me talk to the sellers. Turns out our offer is slightly better than the other offer. They accept our offer, and the other agent has no idea what's going on. We were able to purchase this property because someone else, whether it's the agent or the buyers, the clients on the other side, didn't take the time seriously. So whether it's a up market, down market, sideways market, it doesn't matter. The fundamentals, the basics always have to be respected, and they're always important. And in any market, if it's a good house for you, it's probably a good house for other people. Somebody else is going to want it. If it's a good house and it's priced properly, there's going to be multiple people that want to buy that house. It's so important you follow the fundamentals and the strategies. We took advantage of someone else not taking the irrevocable time seriously. Who you hire matters always. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way, I'll know ahead of time and I'll make sure my schedule's organized so we could talk about whatever's on your mind. So, what's it going to take for where we are now with prices to get to 2018 level of home prices? Well, before we get into our regular programming, let me show you. I have here for the City of Toronto just detached properties broken down on a monthly basis. The last full month here is October 2022, and the black, you'll see it here with average sold prices and sales volumes. Again, just for detached properties, the black is every year previous, so October 2020, 2019, October 2018. So here's where we are now. Average sold price for the month of October for detached properties in the City of Toronto is $1,609,000. I should say was, because now we're started November, but this is for the month of October 2022. $1,609,000. To get to October 2018 levels, the average sold price October 2018 was $1,309,000. Basically, $300,000 difference. So we basically have to come down 18.7%, rounded 19%. We have to come down from where we are now to reach 2018 levels. Let me know in the comments below. Do you believe it's possible that our price now comes down 300,000 more, comes down 19% more to get to 2018 levels? Let me know in the comments below if you feel it's possible. Let me show you another chart. We're still looking at full months here. The orange line, that's the current price for 2022. The blue line, that's 2021 average sold prices. And right up until June, our 2022 average sold prices were still higher than 2021 prices. But July, that's when things changed. And currently, for the month of October, we're sitting at 10% below last year's average sold price. And here's the months of inventories for the month. So October 2021, we were sitting at 0.9 months of inventory. Today, and it's come down. In July, we were sitting at 3.2 months of inventory. It's come down since then. And this helps explain why our fall market has been doing much better than what the summer market did. October 2022 months of inventory for detached properties for the City of Toronto is sitting at 2.4 months of inventory, and 19 is the average days on market. Let's get into our regular program. Once again, City of Toronto, this time broken down by week for a whole year. 118 detached properties were sold for week ending November the 9th. 25 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price came down quite a bit from the previous week, came down to $1,576,000. It's really interesting that average sold price came down, because my first thought is to go and look at the luxury market and think, well, did we sell far fewer luxury properties at $2 million or more? And the answer is no. We sold exactly the same to what we sold the previous week, yet average sold price came down quite a bit. $1,576,000 is the average sold price, which is 16% lower than last year's average sold price. When we look at the median price, Median price is 9% lower than last year's median price. The median price for detached properties for week ending November the 9th is $1,313,000. The dotted line for the average price and the dotted line here for the median price is a 4-week moving average. Kind of helps to, the 4-week moving average eliminates the peaks and valleys and makes it easier to spot a trend. And if we're looking at going back 3 months, kind of looks like average sold price might be going up a little bit over the span of almost 3 months, and median price, it's, you know, up and down a little bit, but there hasn't been too much movement over the span of 3 months. Sales, if we're looking at year to date, we have 32% fewer sales this year versus last year from January 1st to November the 9th. And of the 118 detached properties that did sell, a third, 33%, sold at list price or more. Listings, we have 9% fewer listings year to date this year versus last year. And months of inventory for week ending November 9th is sitting at 2.4 months of inventory. 17 is the average days on market. That's all the city of Toronto. No suburbs. There's no Peel region or York region or Durham region. That's just the city of Toronto. Let's break city of Toronto down a little bit further between central, west, and east. Here's a close-up of West Toronto. 37 detached properties were sold. 6 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price came down for West Toronto from the previous week. It's now $1,392,000, which is 10% lower than last year's average sold price. The median price of $1,190,000 is 14% lower than last year's median price. And you could see the 4-week moving average, not a lot of movement up or down. It's been pretty steady over the course of 3 months. Months of inventory for West Toronto is sitting at 3 months of inventory, and only 14% of the properties that were sold in West Toronto sold at list price or more. Here is Central Toronto. Central Toronto has the lion's share of the luxury properties, and it's notorious for its peaks and valleys just because of the luxury market. Well, 39 detached properties were sold. 18 were at $2 million or more, which is two more than the previous week. However, average sold price, took a nosedive to $2,096,000. $2,096,000 is 24% lower than last year's average sold price for the same week. And the median price is 23% lower than last year's median price for that week, for week ending November 9th. Median price is sitting at $1,760,000. This is for Central Toronto. Months of inventory is sitting at 3.1 for Central Toronto, and 28% of the properties sold in Central Toronto sold at list price or more. Here's East Toronto. Hit the wrong button here. Let's go back. 42 detached properties were sold. One of those was sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price came up a little bit, is now sitting at $1,256,000, which is, I'm going to say, only 6% lower compared to the other parts of Toronto. 6% seems like not very much. Only 6% lower than last year's average sold price. Median price is only 5% lower than last year's median price. The median price, is $1,181,000. Months of inventory has been climbing over the last few weeks. It's now sitting at 1.4 months of inventory. It's still low. 1.4 is by no means like, wow, we've got so much stock lying around. It's not the case. And it's evident in the fact that 55% of the properties sold in East Toronto sold at list price or more. We were looking at, for a client, a property in East Toronto. There was 11 offers on this property. Here's a quick summary so you could kind of see West Central and East side by side. Typically, East Toronto has the lowest average sold price. has the lowest median price, but it also has the lowest months of inventory and the most activity. That's for East Toronto. East Toronto would be East York Beaches, Scarborough. That's East Toronto. A quick look at semis. 39 semis were sold. 8 of those were at $1.5 million or more. I changed the threshold for semis in towns, the luxury threshold. For detached, I have it at $2 million. For semis in towns, I have it at $1.5 million. And for condos, I have it at $1 million. So semis. 8 of those 39 were sold at $1.5 million or more. Average sold price is $1,242,000, which is 17% lower than last year's average sold price. The median price of $1,140,000 is 10% lower than last year's median price. And you can see the 4-week moving average. Maybe it looks like maybe the median price has been kind of inching up, but the average sold price is pretty steady there if we look at the 4-week moving average. Months of inventory, quite low for semis, sitting at 1.6. 46% of those semis, I mean, there weren't a lot of sales. 39 is not a lot of sales, but 46% of those sales of semis did sell at list price or more. Here's townhouses. Townhouses is always really, really difficult to gauge price-wise just because there's so few sales. These are freehold townhouses. Only 7 were sold. No properties, no freehold townhouses sold at $1.5 million or more. Average sold price came way down to $933,000, which is a whopping 26% lower than last year's average sold price. Oh, and I could see a mistake here on the median. This arrow should be pointing the other way. The $825,000 for the median price is actually 31% lower than last year's median price. Months of inventory climbed quite a bit, is now sitting at 3.4 months of inventory. Here's the condo market. The condo market is very different than a detached market as far as the way things are behaving. 167 condos were sold. 24 of those were at $1 million or more. And as far as the luxury in the condo market, 24 properties, it's double than what was sold the previous week. We only sold 12 at $1 million or more. This week, 24 were sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price climbed up to $782,000 for the average condo sold in the city of Toronto. $782,000 is 5% higher than last year's average sold price. Condo has been pretty much, if you kind of average it out, it's very close to where the average sold price has been for last year. Some weeks it's up, some weeks it's down compared to last year. The previous week we're 5% below. This week we're 5% above. The median price is 2% higher than last year's median price. And if you look at the 4-week moving average, especially for median price, it's almost a straight line. It's pretty straight there. Year-to-date sales, 34% fewer sales this year in condos versus last year, year-to-date, and 23% of the 167 that did sell sold at list price or more. Listings, we have 10% fewer condo listings this year, year-to-date versus last year. And months of inventory is way up there. It's sitting at 3.7 months of inventory, just at the border of a balanced market, and that's basically how it feels out there. Very much a balanced market. Here's a quick summary. In most cases, months of inventory week over week climbed up, and in a lot of areas we're sitting right at the border of a balanced market. It really very much feels like a balanced market. However, that's a general attitude as to what's happening out there. But I tell you, if it's a good house and it's priced right and it shows right, there's going to be some competition. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.